What is tomato jam, you might ask? To put it simple, jam is jam is jam. Well, it is a classic condiment in the southern United States and is said to be popular in South Africa as well. It is sweet-sour, complemented by mixed spices. And this is how I make it. Here, I've got nearly 1.4 kilograms, or about 3 pounds of vine-ripened tomatoes, all washed and dried with a towel. Then some sugar. The final amount of sugar will depend on the actual weight of the tomatoes after processing. Anywhere from 10 to 20% works just fine. I'm using rock sugar here, but you can use light brown sugar or cashew sugar. 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, and a double thumb size of ginger, which I'll grate later. 1 teaspoon sea salt, 2 teaspoons of cumin powder, and 1 tablespoon of chili flakes, or more to your liking. These two are optional but recommended. Then 50 ml of lemon juice, and some fruity vinegar. You may use apple cider vinegar or other flavored vinegars like this cherry vinegar. Remember when I made a video about tapachi a while back? Some leftover brew turned into pineapple flavored vinegar. It's not very sour though, so I use a mixture of these two on a 1-to-1 ratio. Now there's prep work to do. First, grate garlic cloves into paste, followed by ginger, which you need about 2 tablespoons. Then use a turning knife to carefully remove the quarts from the tomatoes. Don't toss those quarts away. Gather them and pop them in the freezer for later use in making vegetable stocks. Next, thinly slice the tomatoes. Continue cutting them into strips, rotate 90 degrees, and dice them into small cubes. Transfer tomatoes into 4-liter pots, and add a garlic ginger paste, followed by the salt, cumin powder, and chili flakes. This time, I'm going to use about 20% of sugar to the final weight of diced tomatoes, which is 260 grams. Next, add a vinegar mixtures and lemon juice. Use a spatula to mix everything a bit. Then turn the heat on to medium-high. Keep mixing till all the rock sugar is dissolved, which took me about 7 minutes. By now, the mixture has already become quite watery. Bring the mixture to a boil, then turn the heat down to low. Your only task from now on is to reduce the liquid to desired consistency. In the first beginning, you only need to stir the mixture occasionally. After 30 minutes, the mixture has reduced by about 30%. You'll notice bubbles become milder, and most of the liquid is floating on top. Stir more frequently from now on to prevent the bottom from burning. Another hour later, the mixture has reduced to half, and the bubbles become even gentler. At this point, you may turn the heat off and use an immersion blender to blend the mixture to finer texture. This step isn't mandatory, so feel free to skip it if you prefer a chunkier texture. Afterward, turn the heat back on to low. You'll notice it starts to splatter immediately, so you'll need to stir constantly from now on. You can partially cover the pot with a lid to prevent it from splattering on you. When the mixture reaches 104 degrees Celsius, turn the heat off. The jam will be a bit loose at this point, and the chunks may fall, but if you run your finger across the spatula, the syrup part won't close. That means it's ready. Oh, if you want a lemony touch, add 1 lemon zest. Of course, that's optional. Mix it thoroughly and then transfer it to sanitized jars. If you stop at this temperature, the jam might appear somewhat watery, so give it a stir before using. If you prefer a thicker version, you can return it to a pot or a pan and keep cooking till the temperature reaches 108 degrees. A simple way to check for doneness is to run a spatula through the mixture. If the two sides only close slightly, it's ready. A 350 ml of loose jam will yield about 250 ml of the thicker version. After bottling, invert the jar. This is a trick to create a vacuum seal inside the jar so that the jam will keep longer but not unopened. Leave it on the counter to cool it down. Now let's compare these two jams in room temperature. In terms of color, the one heated to 104 degrees is slightly lighter and brighter than the one heated to 108. As for texture, it's thinner than the other. However, when both are chilled in the fridge overnight, the lower temperature jam thickens nicely, and higher temperature jam holds together gloriously. In terms of taste though, it's hard to tell the difference. This one might be a tad more sour and slightly sweeter than this one, but overall, both are quite sweet and dry on their own. To compare, this one made with 10% sugar is more like jam, actually more like a paste. I like the level of sweetness, but its color is just off, as you gotta cook it beyond 108 degrees for that. To me, this thicker one is perfect spread, and this thinner one can also serve as a dip, replacing ketchup, especially if you blend much finer. Here's how I'd use jam. Spread some on a piece of toasted bread, add some creamy champignol cheese, top it with a quick fried egg made in microwave, pile on some seasoned arugula, spread some French mustard on another piece of toasted bread, and place it on top. Gently press it, and ta-da! You've got a simple, tasty, yummy, and well-balanced sandwich. I hope you'll give it a try. Please like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.